You're asking for 48 hours when it was your idea to do it.
Yeah.
So I said, cool, I'll give you 48 hours. 48 hours later, I hit him up and said, what's up? He said, no, I'm good. I said, I figured that, pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's real deep.
Vlad. Vlad just went on 5150, took shots at Aries. Well, I say took shots, but he really kind of exposed Aries. He gave some behind-the-scenes stories about Aries and what really triggered and started the beef between the two. Make sure y'all like, make sure you subscribe.
Aries.
Yeah.
And I don't even say people's name, but if you got something to say about him, say it, because I know Aries is a fuckboy. I'm just keeping it real. I know what he did to my staff when he came up here and he said, oh, you didn't have a staff. So I want to ask, did your cameraman put his makeup on?
No. No.
Makeup
Shout out to
crazy,
Candace, our makeup artist. Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, the
Makeup
cameraman
on.
did not put his makeup on.
Okay, because he said it was only 2 people there, you and the cameraman. I'm
Right.
like, so what, did the cameraman put on your makeup for?
Right, I don't think Aries is aware that he's rude to people. Like I don't think he's self-aware enough. I think he feels like he's just going about his day, because we were talking before the interview started about your negative experience with him coming on here. I don't think he realizes it. So he's like, Vlad's lying. Vlad, I'm going to sue Vlad. I'm like, go ahead and sue me. Sue me.
So Aries plays the game. Like most people in life play the game. They do things where they know, oh, I can get away with this right now. Most of the time, when they're around somebody that they know they can't get away with this shit with, they don't do it.
Yeah, I don't think Aries was prepared with my first response, because he had texted me like, yo, man, I hope you didn't do what I thought you did, and it's not that serious, and blah, blah, blah. And my response was, fuck you. That was my response. I said what I
got
said.
some dirt on
Fuck you.
Aries, man.
I'm not trying to go back here again.
Yeah.
And he called me out and said, yo, Vlad, you a coward. I'm going to come on your show for free. And I'm like, shit, I'm Jewish. I like free.
Damn.
So he called me out. So I come back, do it for free in your face. Everyone I knew told me not to do it. Like, yo, you don't want to go head up with a comedian. That's a mistake, Vlad. I said, no, fuck that. I got the truth. I got the receipts. So I said, fuck it, let's do it. He said, give me 48 hours. You're asking for 48 hours when it was your idea to do it.
Yeah.
So I said, cool, I'll give you 48 hours. 48 hours later, I hit him up and said, what's up? He said, no, I'm good. I said, I figured that, pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's real deep.
I mean, he is a
That's
pussy, though. I ain't
That's
trying to pile
pussy.
on
Come on,
him.
that is pussy.
All I know
That's
is him
crazy.
doing
He
pussy
called
shit.
me out.
Yeah.
He called me out. He's a professional comedian. He's on stages. I'm not on
Yo, Vlad flexing on him. Vlad really flexing on Aries right now. He really is.
stages.
Maybe he prayed on it and the guy was like,
I don't
no.
know. And then he accused me of stealing his joke. He said, yeah, you know, people in the comments are saying that you call me Kung Fu Panda, but I made a Kung Fu Panda joke on stage. Like, you own that whole character and every joke associated with it? Like, for real?
And he's the joke thief.
I called him Kung Fu Panda because of the dark spot under his eyes. I know that was not his joke on stage. I don't think it was called on other people. All y'all with dark spots under your eyes.
The gooey
Kung Fu
raccoon.
Pandas. Like, no, I don't think that was the same joke. But I knew right then that he was going to try to slither out of it.
What started it? What am I missing? Like, what was the big gist of it? What's the gist
With
of
me
the
and
interview?
Aries?
Yeah.
I mean, look.
What was the initial?
Aries, we'd been doing interviews for like 10 years. You know, he's
Would
been.
you consider him a friend, or was that?
See, he had a problem with me saying that I don't really consider him a friend, but my thing is that outside of work, we don't.
I'm gonna say this real quick, chat. I don't understand, bro. If I got a public fallout with somebody, bro, look, I'm not gonna take that to no. I'm not about to take it to the internet. I'm not about to take it anywhere. If you can't pick up the phone to call me, or whatever we need to do, and I don't want to talk about it. Don't say my name. I won't say your name. You see me walking, I'm gonna walk that way. You walk that way. I don't want no interaction with you. I don't want to go there with you. I don't want no problems. Let's just keep it that way. But going to the internet, using verbiage like that, man, come on, bro. Come on, man. Pick up that phone, man. Call me.
Ever talk.
If you
We
really
don't get
got
on the
something to say.
phone, I don't tell him about my problems. We've never had lunch together, dinner. He's never been to my home or likewise. That's what I consider a friend. You know, you talk like a Michael Jai White, you know, or like a Willie D. We'll get on the phone and talk for hours about nothing to do with work. So I never really consider him a friend like that, but I was friendly with him and we had a good relationship. Okay, so here's what happened, right? And I've never told this part of the story before because I figured it was petty.
With what?
What I'm about
What
to
I
tell you.
asked.
Okay, go.
What I'm about to tell you, right? And the only reason I'm saying this because he kept mentioning this part of the story. So I've never been to an Aries Spears show. So 10 years, and you think of all the output we've done together, I've never been. So there's a show in Oxnard. So I hit him up. I said, hey, can I come to the show? He said, yeah, I'll get you tickets. When I got there, the whole place was excited because like, oh shit, Vlad is here. He's, you know what I mean? So like I'm taking photos, like everyone's asking me for photos, everything else like that. They put me right in the front. He does his show and he doesn't mention me, right? And I'm like, all right, that's cool. I mean, that's just his shit. Maybe that's just his routine. So he had another show at the Novo. It was like, you know, like I think his biggest LA show ever. So I'm like, oh, I'll go to that show too. He goes, cool, I'll give you tickets. So I'm this point, like the first time he said, oh, Vlad asked me twice. I didn't ask him the first time, but the second time I texted him, I said, hey, give me a shout out on stage. Because I figured that's a regular thing to ask for.
Okay.
So he gave me
I
this
guess I
weird
can see that.
emoji face in return. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I get there and you know, we're in the audience. Ryan Davis comes out as a guest appearance on the show. And the way they introduce him is quoting me. They said, Aries Spears or Ryan Davis. Like they're actually quoting my viral interview when they bring him on stage. I don't know if you saw what I'm talking about, right?
When are you talking about when Aries Spears was talking about Ryan Davis
He
is
kept
better
picking
than
him,
everybody?
He kept picking him, but it was, that was my interview. So he's like quoting me on stage, right?
Right.
So Ryan Davis comes out, he kills it. Aries Spears comes out, does his thing, you know, he has a good routine. Once again, doesn't mention me, right? So I'm like, okay, that's cool. In my mind, I'm thinking I'm never gonna ask for a shout out. I asked one time, he didn't do it, cool. But I figured once again, this is just his show. I don't have a say what goes on in his show. So after the show, he sets up the table and he's selling like t-shirts and people, you know, selling, you know, pictures with people and stuff like that. So me and Ryan Davis start to talk. Me and Ryan, I was the first person to put him on a big platform. His first interview on a big platform was VladTV.
Okay.
So we hadn't seen each other in like, I don't know, like 6 years. So we're like catching up. He's like, oh shit. Like, he's like, yo man, thank you so much for putting me on back then. You know, and I'm like, yo, you've blown the fuck up since then, congratulations. And he's like, yeah, I saw you in the audience, but I didn't say anything because I didn't know whether you wanted everyone to be there. And Aries is standing like right here while we're talking, and Aries said, oh yeah, Vlad would have loved that.
Oh,
And
man.
I'm like, what type of bitch ass comment is that? Like you're reveling in the fact that someone doesn't notice me. And then,
That's
so
crazy.
I'm talking to Ryan and people are taking pictures with Aries, but they're asking me to be in the picture. So I'm like, all right, I jump in the picture. I go back talking to Ryan, you know? So this happens and I come to find out and like, I'm feeling uncomfortable back here.
Yeah.
And Aries, when he did the responses, he made
Around a
a
lot
point
of
to
black
say,
people,
yeah,
you feel
Vlad asked me
uncomfortable?
for
All right,
a
keep
shout out.
going.
I purposely didn't give it to him because this is my stage. But when we do Vlad TV, that's our stage. But this show is my stage, and I purposely didn't give it to him because I know that he wanted it to be about him or whatever. And the thing that Aries, I don't think, realizes is this, right? When he does his show, his comedy show, he's absolutely right. That is his stage. But when he does Vlad TV, that is not our stage. That's my stage. He's coming to my studio. I ask the questions, and most importantly, I have final cut in terms of what comes out. And the last maybe 25 times that Aries has been on my show, at the end he said, hey Vlad, can I shout out my podcast? Can I shout out my podcast? And every time I say yes. That's called professional courtesy. When you fuck with people, you give them little things like that because you fuck with them.
And
But
we
the one
trying to
time-
promote our shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about that podcast, but he asked me, so I said yes. But the one time I asked him for a shout out, he made it a point to say no. And even celebrated someone else not doing it. And at that point, I realized I'm dealing with a different type of person. I'm not dealing with someone who I like to deal with. Because I don't give a shit about that podcast, you know, about that shout out, but it's like the way I was treated. And then when they did the response to me, his bum ass partner was like, yeah, Vlad was back there.
But did you talk to him though, Vlad? Or did you just take that and kind of brushed it off and then just still had it in the back of your head? And see, that's the type of people I don't like. Not saying Vlad like that, but I'm just saying people in general who, hey, instead, if I made you feel a type of way, hey man, come to me. Don't harbor that in your heart. Don't take that and be like, oh, this dude right here. No, bro. I ain't perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. We all make mistakes. Because if I feel some type of way, if you made me feel some type of way, hey man, look, let me holler at you real quick. And let me holler at you about this real quick, man. Or pull me to the side. Hey man, look. Rap to you about what you said about what did you mean by XYZ. That's how it is, man. Sometimes, man, a lot of this little stuff can be
Trying
resolved.
to hang out with us, jumping in the pictures with us. I'm like, I'm not jumping in these fucking pictures.
Well, I know Aries is not going to have anybody funny going up in front of him. And he said that. He's basically said that.
Is it true? Like, I was talking to someone, I don't want to say who, but he told me that when Aries performs, he contractually requires no black comedians for him.
He said
Not
this.
just the opener, but the actual...
Aries has said this, I don't want anybody black going up on the show with me.
That's lame.
But you know this is all insecurity and lack of talent. I mean, because Aries is great at doing impersonations. But after a while, it plays out. You know what I'm saying? On stage, after the cow says, after a while, that shit turns whack. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's good on stage. I'm not going to say...
You talking about Aries?
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
him
that's your
perform
opinion.
twice.
I get it.
My opinion, I saw him perform twice. I thought he was good.
Yeah.
Because he has something out now where he's saying he doesn't perform in the South because of their lack of knowledge.
But Mississippi, where niggas can't read? Nah, nigga, I'm good.
He said that on my show multiple times.
Yeah, it's like, Aries, you're limited as a comedian, brother. You can't... I just came back from Detroit. And I'm telling you, that room I did in Detroit, not a lot of comedians can have a successful night in that room because it's the motherfucking streets. I'm saying, it's like Aries can only work rooms that are set up for a comic to win, if you know what I mean. And in the South, hey, let's just talk about the South. In the South, you really can't come with that city boy shit perpetrating nothing.
Ain't no tiptoeing in the South,
relate
man.
to the people. And that's what it's really all about. Because if you in Mississippi doing some comedy, goddamn, trust me, they not with that type of talk you talking. You know, I know. Aries Spears has fought people at radio stations. Of course, they're smaller than him. Aries Spears has burnt so many bridges with so many people. You putting him on rebuilt his career. And if he says that's not true, there's a lot of comedians, there's a lot of club bookers, there's a lot of people that actually will say, absolutely, this guy, Vlad, built him back up in the marketplace by allowing him to go on there and say that shock shit. Aries was saying all that for shock value because that's what gets people going. The thing he said about down south, this is why he's in the news. He has to shock you. I'm waiting on the talent. He needs to do more impersonations online. Because that's what's really going to stand out with his stage show. Now, I know you've been to his show, and you said you actually liked his show. You know what I'm saying? Well, there's a lot of people that like that shit. That's why he don't go to the South.
Someone sent me a video of Aries agreeing to do a podcast in Toronto for $500. There's the show that you were on, he wanted to do it for $200.
Show I was on with the guys in Detroit.
Yeah, $200. But $4,000 is a problem.
Yeah.
But you're doing a podcast for $200. But $4,000 is a problem, even though no one else is offering you $4,000. No one's offering you $2,000.
So there it is. Vlad went on 5150 show with Corey Holcomb, and he aired it out with Aries Spears. He really went in, told him what really happened. If I can see where Vlad is coming from, some of it, I'd be like, hey, bro, look, just pick up the phone, hit that man up. Maybe he did try that. Maybe he didn't. But y'all let me know in the comments. Do y'all think Vlad was right? Was Aries wrong for how he handled that? Aries wrong about complaining about wanting to raise? Did he want to raise just because Boosie wanted to raise? Y'all let me know in the comments. We out.